afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Heroes like Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to exciting 1 versus 1 on Holotny family. Between these, we got Talisman fighting here for America, for the 3rd Armored Division going up versus in the West, Zuna fighting for the Oberkommando West, for the Kampfgruppe Maya. We've got Armor, we got Airborne, we got Rifle Company versus Breakthrough, Scavenge, and Luftwaffe Ground Forces with the bulletins for infantry. The major officers, in fact, really, light tanks, and a lot of anti-tank actually here for Zuna. Raketenwerfer as an anti-tank, and that's a bit of a rare display that someone goes so heavily on Raketenwerfer bulletins, in essence. So that is rather interesting to note there, but Volkswagen's following up here, quickly following up with infantry. Spreading out, Talisman getting lots of rifles as well, spreading out himself, more than, well, roughly here, whereas Zuna's just more focusing on the north. So in that effect, we also see here that this sort of northern push is probably sort of intended to sort of throw off the Germans a bit, harass them, slow them down, while the reactions just grab sort of the vital territories, the fuel, the munitions, while working with the riflemen to deny Zuna his precious resources in return. Sturmpaniers, they're not leading the way, instead using the Volksbündnis to do that, so also keeping the fuel point here a bit more secure while taking it with some more precious Sturmgewehrs. Grabbing a point there, Riflemen setting out. Most assault rifles, though, were not sort of fully equipped to units, sort of, for the most part. They would usually just hand out one-on-one to a squad leader, for example. And that was generally it later on the war, of course. Mostly for more elite units, they sort of increasingly create Sturm formations. Sort of Panzersturm, I believe, was something the title there. We're sort of more heavily equipped with assault rifles, for example. Volksgunner divisions had them. Panzergunner divisions would have had them as well. Panzer divisions and Panzer brigades. Shooter there, rifles sitting up behind Sturmpaniers engaging. Volksgunner is not doubling back. But Volksgunner divisions were formed sort of on the idea they were sort of initially meant to be sort of modern infantry divisions, but they never sort of quite got their fine state. They're sort of just there to make up for the German lack of infantry. It was just formed there sort of as a defensive placeholder, heavily equipped with automatic weapons to make up for the lack of numbers, which these Volksgunners doesn't quite represent, seeing as they're the biggest German infantry in the Oberkommando West generally, without call-ins, and they have 0 assault rifles. So go figure. Reminds you about the entrance to the church, well, more likely the exit in this case from Zuna's perspective. Pushing up his crew in the centre. Not really much focus in the north, otherwise victory point here neglected. Talisman keeping great pressure in the south, but otherwise we're seeing here that Zuna is making a very decisive push here for the centre, throwing back Talisman, forcing him to react here, to pull back, leaving the front line behind. We've got the lieutenant there, so Talisman going for the more aggressive push. He's not the type to go for the captain, just sort of hang about there. Right, they're almost knocked out here by the Sturmpaniers and the Volksgrenadiers, but rather managed to pull out there. Volksgrenadiers holding up this rifleman, pushing forward. Scheiße, Dietrich, they have to pull back. Dietrich's dead? Nein. And he owed me money, he's an asshole. We got the Schwerpanzer or Schwerer Wehrmachtschlepper there for Zuna. So either Battle Group Headquarters or Mechanized Regiment going there for the munitions, recapturing the core point, and then we got Sturmpaniers going for the fuel point, securing it for Das Vaterland. No, they actually just run away there. Don't actually intend to capture it. Perhaps here Zuna's thinking he can actually hold it, so instead of just holding it, he just renders it neutral and moves on to sort of just further harass and make it harder there for Talisman to connect a lot of territory. Yes, and still continuing to grab territory there. Volksgun is keeping a watch on the centre. Battle Group Headquarters up, so they'll be healing, perhaps a light infantry gun, or perhaps some flak half tracks. Or if you're really lucky, you might even send in for a half track. He's got flank there, the riflemen deal with the Volksgrenadiers in a pretty bad position. Since the cover, of course, is directional, in this case they were otherwise standing in negative cover, so not surprising that Talisman was able to push back the Volksgrenadiers. There we go, we've got the lieutenant with Thompson submachine gun and BAR. We are moving up there straight into the Sturmpaniers. And Sturmpaniers rushing up there straight into the M1 carbines, forcing away the reactions there with a hail of bullets. On the victory point, the victory called rifle. We're seeing here that Talisman is also going to get pushed back in the north, even as he's focused in the south to recapture that from Zuna and the Kampfgruppe Maya. Raketenwerfer on the way. Sturmpaniers falling back in the face of heavy fire. Talisman really concentrating everything he can here, going to make a swift push, even as he's sort of harassing here. So in that sense, he's drawing attention to the south here with the larger force here, while the smaller force, the single squad, is basically just grabbing away more vital resources, forcing Zuna to have to split up there in a sense. No sight of a sense of doctrine from anyone. Oh, never mind. We got there. Luftwaffe ground forces for Zuna, calling up an MD-34 to help hold territory. At the same time, we got M20 on the way there for Talisman, giving a bit more aggressive mobility. And we also got here a Kednev out for Zuna. Straight for the fuel point, there we go. The Kednev was basically a Panzerschreck on wheels, but with a lot longer range and better accuracy. But overall, it wasn't quite as practical, and ultimately it was sort of dropped in favour of the Panzerschreck, though it still saw some usage. I believe among sort of more specialised units like the Fallschirmjäger, though I might be a bit wrong there. We could use a sort of more lighter anti-tank weapon. I'm trying to bring up, engaging the Volksgrenadiere. Cutting through there with a 50 caliber on top. The Mardus, take that, you Krauts! Die, every one of you. Rather than there, falling back under heavy fire from the storms. There we go. M20 to the rescue. No Panzerschreck here. Kednev are not quite near within range. We've got the MD-34 moving up as well. Also, they're taking loss of that M20. He's really getting some kills in there on Zuna, forcing him to fall back repeatedly. As the 50 caliber there on the M20 just continues to do heavy damage. There we go. Fultz's push back. Kednev gets off a good hit, but beyond that is it. I'm trying to kick fall back. There we go. Fultz's moving up with their Panzerschreck, grabbing the centre. So again, even as he's sort of drawing attention to the north, he then pushes forwards elsewhere. So it really becomes a bit of a tricky bit here for Zuna, sort of where to focus, where to hold. And Talisman at the moment clearly is enjoying the offensive momentum. We've got a 50 caliber on the way to help him secure territory and also deal with the Zuna's infantry as well. So President of Volkswagen in fact could do a lot there for the M20. But there you go, Volkswagen, Patrick and Kednev needs to pop smoke, there we go. Bit too late then, there's a case we could see the Volkswagen knock them out. Unless he gets rather lucky. He did not. Storm Pioneers holding off the rifleman there, but the fuel point is not German nor American. Right here we get the fighting 12 Volkswagen under fire. Straight for the victory point there. So a small victory there for Zuna, but nothing further there. I mean, he could consider throwing in a flak half-track. I mean, he knows what his opponent's gone for. Also, Lieutenant dead, actually. Talisman went to replace that, but seeing as we know, he's gone for Lieutenants here, and thus he's going to be a bit lacking in anti-tank weapons. That would force him to go to bazookas, but try and take up further. So a flak half-track would certainly work alright, since only immediate response in most cases would be bazookas, and the flak half-track's not going to go down too quickly to that, unless Talisman decides to just blob up bazookas and rush it in one go. We've got Fallschirmjäger out here supporting the Kampfgruppe from the 3rd Fallschirmjäger Division, supporting a small company detached. Quickly suppressed here by the 50 caliber, though we got an MD-34 flanking the 50 caliber. There we go. It looks like he's turning back there to deal with the MD-34. Kednev sneaking in. Overall, Zuna so far is on the back foot here. Talisman maintaining a rapid aggression and momentum. Ambulance on the way there. He could consider Poxon at this point, though, adding in a weapon rack unlock and getting some BARs for further firepower, allowing to further overpower the German infantry. Of course, the other option would be to try and take up as quickly as possible for the Major and getting out some medium armour. If he were to do that, he would probably benefit from going airborne, because that way he'd be able to call in the anti-tank guns in case Zuna rushes out some kind of armour. But again, considering the pressure he's been able to hold the fuel point, an immediate armour rush is not necessarily what the Talisman has to worry about. Church there, well garrisoned, forces charging forwards through the fire, delivered here. Oh! Incendiary grenade there, forcing the Lieutenant out in the open into the MD-34's arc of fire. Well done there. Suppressed, won't last much longer. Meanwhile, we got pushing to the south here. Fallschirmjäger's leading the way, Kednev backing it up just in case something happens to rush in. Massive force there from Talisman, ready to strike into Zuna and displace him from the centre or wherever else he wants to strike. Zuna, though, doing what he can to keep momentum, and there we go, we got grenades. He's laying down a smoke screen right in front of the MD-34. Well done there. More or less negate, allows to get close without too much to worry about. Of course, flash it out with grenades. Storm Pioneers flanking in. Quick grenade here would do well. The pineapple grenade, no. This size perhaps is not worth his munitions. Instead, going to pop it right at the church. Of course, due to the smoke, you can't perhaps quite see it, or perhaps indeed see it due to the Storm Pioneers having line of sight. MG34 was able to quickly move out, but that's not going to last too long here. Another grenade. This time around, looks like. Yeah, it didn't quite work out. They've actually two for the rifleman. Folks goes flanking in. Down south, Falchmere gets assaulted here by 50 caliber and riflemen. Too much damage there. The Falchmere is forced to leave behind their comrades. Meanwhile, 50 caliber here just, or MG34, leaving the rifleman here in a pretty bad position. Suppressed. Not looking good there. The grenades weren't quite enough to push through there, and he might actually benefit from leaving us another force to sort of sneak through here again, harassing Zuna up in the north. Got another truck here from Zuna. Will it be the mechanized regiment, or will he try and go for the Schwerer Panzer headquarters? And we got the captain for Talisman. So instead of rushing straight for the major, as I figured would, he's going for a slow approach here, getting bazookas and the likes, perhaps a pack howitzer. But no attempt, for example, at quick armor here versus Zuna. Despite, having, I think, a fuel advantage that could sort of really make it work. But perhaps he's worried about something, or perhaps he's just sort of playing it, how should one put it, very conservatively. Because, again, a lot of American players like to go for these before they even go for that one. Quick grenade, and... Ooh, that was close, that was close. Had he been a second too late there, Zuna could have lost that entire unit. Schwer Panzer quarter, I'm guessing, going to go up here since he's moving ahead the truck. They're far away from his base. Likely going to set up here to defend the fuel point. Pretty standard setup there on Western Holotny Ferma. 50 caliber setting up here, and there we go. German infantry rushing straight into the quick suppress. The 50 caliber doing a lot of damage. Folks was there getting absolutely pummeled. An incendiary grenade, but ultimately that's not going to do too much there. And there he goes, sprinting right through the fires. Hot, 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 hot. Shut up, Lipowitz. I don't want to hear about it. I just want to see Crouch dying. Falchmere moving up straight into the rifleman. Quick grenade. Lieutenant flanking in from the north. And... close there again, close again. And rushing straight into the rifleman here. And the lieutenant there basically spells staying there for the Falchmere. Gets forced to fall back, leaning behind a corporal who was otherwise leading the unit. And there goes Stuart light tank on the way, so he's going for another light vehicle here, not trying to push for any sort of medium armor, instead playing for light armor. I'm not entirely sure that was the wisest idea there by Talisman. I mean, he can do it, of course, but part of me think he'd benefited more, trying to rush straight for, say, a medium tank as soon as possible, rather than hanging about here for a light tank a bit further. And obviously, thanks to the captain, of course, he can also get the anti-tank, and it's not like he's going to be in a lot of trouble in case, his opponent gets out a medium tank before he does. I think it was a slight opportunity there that Talisman missed out on in his fight against his opponent. Folks is moving up, then getting the rifle, forcing them back. Storm Pioneers, MG34. And we've soon got Obersoldaten on here for Zuna, so he's going to go for a mix here of more elite infantry, Falchmere and Obersoldaten. Victory point on the south cap, like Hedmerfer, and there we go, incendiary grenade, flashing out the rifleman. Grenade here from the lieutenant, doesn't quite work, but still keeps the Storm Pioneers up in the open further. Allowing the lieutenant there with Thompson and BAR to wreck down the Krauts. Lieutenant Jones slowly pulling it off here, though it is going to close over the mighty Sturmgewehr. And there we go, we got the Stuart moving in. The M5. There was also the M3 Stuart, which was basically more or less the same one, except the M5 has an improved engine and sloped armor. The M3 does not. Down south, he got the victory point, then being grabbed again. Talisman overall came up good momentum here versus Zuna. He's got most of the victory points. Folks gonna do is falling back, still no doctrine there for Talisman. Nothing further there. Troops reinforcing, setting out. No upgrades for the rifle as of yet. No BARs, no bazookas. Of course, the grenades are certainly nothing to be scoffed at. Lots of punch fire then, attempt to knock out the Stuart, but it's not quite hitting the mark. And we got the 50 caliber one from himself, but there we go. Obersoldaten flanking in there with the LMG 34. Opening up there, cutting through the 50 caliber crew like a hot knife through American butter. I'm not actually sure if American butter actually is butter. I suspect it might be made for other ingredients. Some milk, this shrine. And there you go, 50 caliber now available to Zuna. Try the salvage, actually turn against Talisman here. That's actually a bit of a huge loss there for Talisman if Zuna grabs and turns against him. Meanwhile, Falchmere doing what he can. could go for a blend cover here to sort of deal with the infantry, but also negate the Stuart. MG34 here coming from the north, but got the Stuart moving in to sort of support, deal with that. No technogram, the 50 cover there. And forces are arriving, saving the day for the MG34 crew.
Our resource sector has been cut off from our supply chain.
Troops reinforcing, Oberstland setting out. Lieutenant as well, 50 caliber number 2. Looks like he's basically given up on that 50 caliber. Though interesting enough, Zuna so far does not seem to be actually having any interest in it, which does strike me as a bit peculiar. Could consider some booby traps around here. Got the point there. Zuna slowly closing in there. Looks like, I think here Talisman's not taking up, which is good, but at the same time it's going to ensure that Zuna's being the first one with any medium armor out on the field. There we go, Salt there in against the Lieutenant, holding up the church. That's not going to last long. Got more and more Germans moving in. Of course, he could still grab that 50 caliber and further turn that against Talisman. But so far he is not. Rifleman flanking in, no BAR slips. That's one of the things a bit easier again for Zuna. No grenades either. Oberstland in the house. Rifleman position is quickly getting compromised. Volkswagen's moving in, and now they're basically outgunned and outmaneuvered. Rifleman replacing the Lieutenant. Got some troops coming in there from the north. Stuart well repaired, ready to go back to the fight against the Krauts. Come on, grab that 50 caliber, Zuna. Grab it, or at least scavenge it for fuel. And there you go. Looks like he's not going to grab it. He's just going to grab a bit of extra fuel from it. We got more orbitals on here on way for Zuna. So rare to see Oberkommand West players go for sort of, you know, any larger degree of orbital retardant. But there you go. Zuna is going for it. 50 cover there supporting. And there we go. Stuart striking in the South Coast State here for some more vulnerable infantry. Well, vulnerable and vulnerable. They say they've got a Panzerschreck. Up north, fights makes it vessel rifleman supported by the MG34, quickly putting a halt there to the rifleman. Right there. And a smoke screen quickly allowing him to rush for there while avoiding the heavy fire there of the orbital done with the LMG-34. 50 cubs setting up in the church, troops heading northwards, again pressuring there while leaving the south a bit lightly defended, though of course he might be able to turn that around with a bit of effort. He's got these battalion command post up and get out tanks, but at the same time Zuna can pretty much get Panzer IVs right now if he wants to, and he probably should. Unless of course he's really paranoid about enemy armor and wants to get a Panther. I think right now Panther will do the trick, and there you go. Panzerkampfwagen getting mobilized there for Zuna and for the Kampfgruppe. Right, we need to fall back. A lot of orbs down there. Oh, you're down to one man, low on health. Get out of there, Johnny. Get out of there. Oh dear. Very lucky there, very lucky. That could easily have gone ugly for Talisman, but it's time here for the mid-game analysis. Current situation in terms of damage, Zuna's hit kills wise, they're actually very close to each other, so that's not too bad. Army value wise, Talisman's ahead here, though that's not going to last long. We've soon got a Panzer IV on the way, and points held. I mean, Talisman's clearly enjoying the advantage there over Zuna for most of the fight. But at the same time, I do think, though, Talisman hasn't quite been able to sort of play the initial advantage he had. Then again, I think it's basically come down to the company command post. He probably shouldn't have gone for that, at least in my opinion. He should have gone straight for the battalion command post and sort of rushed out armour there. Had he done that, he'd been easily have a Sherman out there, perhaps now even supported by a Scott, or even been close to a second Sherman. While now, he doesn't have a Sherman out in the field. He can soon get one, but his Panzer IV sort of opponent will be there, of course, from Zuna. He will have already hit and been doing damage, and thus will be prepared against Talisman. So there's going to be a few issues there. Of course, he's got bazookas, only on the captains. There's also going to be a bit lightly defending this. Really, what Zuna or Talisman needs to do is get out some anti-tank weapons. At the very least, bring up an anti-tank gun, maybe two, and sort of prepare for the end. He's also gone here for airborne, so Pathfinders, paratroopers wouldn't be too bad choices. Having the Pathfinder support his infantry versus German infantry, for example, could do a lot of good. Bleed out the Germans faster and cause higher amounts of attrition. That's really sort of where the Pathfinders benefit. Then, of course, the beacons rather work well with paratroopers. Otherwise, he needs to sort of keep striking here and there. He needs to sort of keep Zuna running about, trying to figure out where Talisman going to strike next. And I think he should consider even trying to launch some attacks from the base here, forcing Zuna to have to defend this area as well. I mean, the more territory Zuna has to defend, the better. So that's really what Talisman probably should be aiming for. He could also, I think, consider some fuel casualty to ensure more fuel to at least sort of make up for the fact that, again, he went for this, then this, and overall sort of trying that way to sort of shift the arm advantage towards himself again. For Zuna, he's already got a nice mix of infantry. They should overall keep up pressure, try to push back Talisman, do as much damage, lay down some mines, and once get out the tank there, he should really get aggressive with it, keep it well supported with the Obersoldaten and some Volkskanonisten. He should launch assault after assault, try to push through here, get through the cut-off point, and that way, force Talisman onto the defensive. And then once he's sort of focused on the centre, begin sneaking up troops here on the south and the north, sort of harassing away and grabbing away territory there from Talisman. And otherwise, you should then work to get more armour to support the Panzer IV. If you can do that, you should have a pretty good chance of pulling through this. So let's return to the fight and actually see what happens. Use smoke again, pretty much rendering the MD-34 there useless. We've got Obersoldat rushing up. Obersoldat was basically, I think, a rank actually in the German army, I think slightly above private. It's not to say they didn't have sort of more specialised elite units in a sense, well, but actually during the later stages of war, they'd actually form up entire companies, storm companies, formed out of candidates from NCO schools. Fun little fact there. It was considered rather wasteful, but they usually would perform well, those suffer heavy casualties in the process. But, one of those little sort of fun facts you don't hear so much about there in the later stages of the Second World War. But there you go, Panther 4 setting up there for Zuna. Nice shot there from the 75mm gun there mounted on the Panther 4. Grabbing the northern point, the Obersoldat clearly makes short work of some Americans there. The captain, in fact, annihilated on the spot. No chance there of survival. Meanwhile, Panther 4 there, but with little support, making a push to the centre, a bit risky there. We got an anti-tank out of here for Talisman, so that's something. Rather than there, and he's actually now got weapon rack upgrades. Good. I think a bit late there. He could have had out Zuna versus Zuna, I believe. Church they're becoming less and less safe, and there we go, anti-tank gun fire flying after the Panther 4, forcing Zuna to have to pull it back. Up north, the riflemen making their way straight into the Obersoldat right out in the open. So that could actually end up to the advantage of the riflemen, since they now have light cover, and by the looks of it, double BARs, which means they have the firepower advantage there versus not two veteran Obersoldat. As the Obersoldat don't gain veterancy, they do become a lot more difficult to deal with. Alright, now the riflemen should have the advantage here, having more veterancy, having more firepower. And also having a bit of an advantage there initially in the fight they do to lower health and numbers on the Obersoldat. Panther 4, though, it's on the move. Obersoldat forced to fall back. We got the MD-34 up there on the top. MD-34, 42 there on the Panther 4. And rifle need to retreat. Need to retreat! Come on, Talisman, what are you thinking? Already, he's about to lose them. He's, wiped. Bit too slow there. Meanwhile, fighting here. Lieutenant Grenade versus Lieutenant. Stood moving in. His support for the anti-tank in Germany is on the way now for Talisman for the 3rd Armoured. Obersoldat with MD-34 there, flanking in from the north, getting behind Talisman there. Nice work there, doesn't try to attack head-on, but instead tries to find the path around. The defences will drag in there, though in this case, Talisman does have enough time to actually bring up defences to sort of respond to this flank attempt, so it wasn't quite fast enough there for Zuna. And now we have the Sherman out here as well for America, for Talisman. Grenade there. Oh, wiped out the MD-34, that's a harsh loss there. Stewart needs to fall back, but the Panther misses. Pull back the Stewart, Talisman, pull back the tank. Anti-tank and arms up there, got Volkers flanking in, no support there. Where's the infantry? They're all the way over there. Sherman though flanking against the Panther 4. Almost got it. Almost got the Panther 4 there. Stewart almost knocked out. Panther 6 shot. Fire. Knocks out the Stewart, very close there, but the Panther 4 barely escapes. He might want to blitz, but that was rather lucky. They had the anti-tank and set up properly, I think, right in time. They might be able to just get a shot there through the rear armour. In this case, it did not happen, so that was a small victory there for Zuna. Had he lost the Panzer IV, though, that could very well have been GG right there. Sherman's heading out.
Heavy machine gun team.
And replacement MG-34 crew out there for Zuna. And smoke grenade again versus the Fallschirmjäger. Sherman not using high close rounds, which does make it a bit easier for the infantry to survive against it. Smoke slowly lifting, full smoke moving ahead, Fallschirmjäger is opening up now as well. Still no high close rounds there for the Sherman. Talisman though can soon get another one. The Zuna could soon go for another Panzer IV if he wants to. Would not be a bad idea. 2 Panzer IVs would give him a lot of firepower. Of course, he could also try and play for the Panther if he feels really bold and confident. Quick push into the north. Rifleman with PRs, by the way, looks, yeah, well, of course, white, so that's a bit of a harsh loss there. In more than one way. For Talisman and for the 3rd Armoured. So far, he's also not really utilised his doctrine at all. It really begs the question, why did he go for that? And so he said, you know, maybe Rifle Company and getting some EC8s out, for example. That could have also been quite helpful there for Talisman versus Zuna's Panzer IVs.
Standing by. Send orders.
Again, the Orbitals done MG-34 combo. Fallschirmjäger doing what they can against the Vietnamese inside the remnants of the church. And we got a massive push here from Zuna into the south. Orbitals on full grenadiers. We got the KMF to repulse any armoured assaults. Oh, almost got the Falcon, got the 50 caliber going out as well. And they are on the run. Almost, but no. No. And there you go, Panzer IV strikes. Sherman now has high close rounds, which means he can't quite effectively deal with the Panzer IV on the other hand. But there we go, not what he does. He lays down the smoke screen on the path there. He's expecting to retreat through rather than triangulate behind it, but probably won't be as effective. Instead, he's sort of going through there, ensuring that once he's hit a certain spot there, he's pretty much safe from the Panzer IV. So well played there by Talisman. Very nice smoke screen there, covering up the retreat there from the Panzer IV. He's also very close to be able to get another shell. Of course, he might also try and play for a Jackson. Heavy tank destroyer that way, deal with the German tanks. And definitely looks like Zuna is playing for the Panther. He's got plenty of fuel. He could easily have gone for the Panzer IV right now if he wanted to, so it certainly seems like he's going for the Panther, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Americans dying out on the ground here before the gaze of the Obersoldaten. Sherman heading southwards. You should perhaps also consider getting another anti-tank gun. More anti-tank weapon wouldn't be bad, but you know, wouldn't be bad overall either to utilise his doctrine at all. And perhaps, you know, one has to wonder if the airborne then wasn't a mistake there by Talisman. I mean, for example, paratroopers up much sooner, going them Thompson submachine guns, which on a map like this would actually be quite effective, in particular with some proper use of tactical assault there. You could have done a lot of damage there to Zuna's infantry, but didn't go there. So I'm not entirely sure here what the Talisman is thinking with it. There you go for the assault. Sherman supporting the rifle, and they're desperately holding up. There we go. Grenade! Grenade was really good, and there we go. Panel gate flung at the German infantry. Bunched up. Sherman really gets off an excellent hit. The German infantry just dying in droves, but they almost got the Sherman there. But still, the Volkskrieger are dying. It's just a huge pile of corpses. An absolutely reckless assault there by Zuna. So many men dead. Madness. Meanwhile, though, Panzer IV's taking advantage of the chaos here to strike in behind Talisman, getting past the anti-tank gun, knocking out the ambulance, anti-tank out flank, knocking it out there with the Osttruppen. Oh, not the Osttruppen, the Obersoldaten. Panthers on the way as well for Zuna. Getting off against the Obersoldaten, who almost got a wipe, There we go. Wipe. LMG-34 dropped for the Americans to utilise. Bad news there for Zuna. Really bad news. Oh, never mind. Panzer IV wipes the infantry. Virtually 2 more accurate. Nasty stuff there. Sherman being repaired with the 2nd Sherman. It should be a bit better fitted as the one Panzer IV. With a Panther out there, things going to be a bit further skewed there. And we got a Luftwaffe assault right there on the cut-off point as well. The Luftwaffe strikes.
American forces holding on 300 points.
Quickly delivering a small airborne team.
The Americans have cut our supply line.
And there you go, straight into the Sherman. But there we go, we got a Kid Method strike from the south as well. Panther fast there, Sherman almost knocked out, no armor nearby. Things looking pretty grim here for Talisman. Panther 4 sets out. And there we go, we got the Panther as well. Panzerkampfwagen 5, Panther Panzer. 50 Caliber unable to hold up with that. Smoke screen down. Need to get somewhere a bit safer here. And he needs to consider getting out some bazookas on his other troops if he has the munitions, except he doesn't. Recruit the Sherman! Recruit the Sherman! Oh no! Too late! Sherman cooked up! A rapid strike here by Zuna into Talisman's base. And now Talisman is definitely woefully undergunned in comparison to Zuna. And he wasn't able to grab the anti-tank gun either. This is Lieutenant Deinhardt reporting American Panzer destroyed. Not really much of an issue, really. Was it really necessary for me to come here? I could have been doing more important things, like blowing up Russians. Salving the anti-tank gun, channeling ahead here. Head on as a Panther, single Sherman is pretty much undergunned. He's going to need either more Shermans or something to support the Sherman. Problem is, he's got none of that. So right now, Talisman is in a bit of a tricky position here versus Zuna. He's got, well, an infantry advantage, Obersoldaten, Fallschirmjägers, Sturm Pioneers. He's also got the armor advantage here with the Panzer IV and the Panther. Getting another anti-tank gun there. Better, better. And Obersoldaten quick to flank in. 50 Caliber trying to set up here. Might be able to stop them, but that's about his best chance here. There we go, quick suppress, but then troops moving from the north, Panther as well, providing overwatch for advancing infantry. Further damage, I'm moving up. All further quiet. Shot bounced. And 50 Caliber there in a very sorry state there. Almost knocked out. Got an anti-tank gun out here for Talisman. Another one, another M1 57mm anti-tank gun. Shots fired, bounce though, needs armor-piercing rounds, Talisman. To best chance of penetrating the thick armor of the Panther. Another bounce, and he's firing at max range, of course. Remember, the farther away you are, the more the penetration drops off. So at full range here, for example, against the frontal armor of the Panther, the M1, for example, has little chance. He needs the armor-piercing rounds to have the best chance of penetrating the thick frontal armor of the Panther, which of course is also sloped. Nice attempt there by Zuna, but the riflemen were too fast there. And there we go, full assault in here, fighting against False Grenadiers. Talisman's troops caught in a nasty little pickle there. Obersoldaten very close to Vetting 3. Sherman sets out. Uncle Sam for America. Shoots. He doesn't quite hit. Panzer IV is still waiting for someone to repair it. That's actually been quite a bit there. Zuna probably more on the offensive with it, to be honest. Down south, Obersoldaten flanking in. Volkswagen Fallschirmjäger heading out. Shot bounce off the armor there of the Panther again. Still no armor piercing, discarding sabot rounds. And there you go. Quick assault there, going straight for the anti-tank gun. Oh, nasty hit there, folks. Horribly maimed Panther sitting forwards. And there we go. Panther moving straight for the Sherman. Easy target. Anti-tank gun. There we go. Swiftly dispatched there by the Fallschirmjägers. Veteran C3. Close to Veteran C4. Sherman about to go down. Jackson away there for Talisman. By this point, it is simply put too late. And there we go. Immediately setting about destroying the anti-tank gun to ensure Talisman cannot utilize it versus Zuna and the comfortable Maya again. We do have actually feeling the 50 caliber at this point. It's a bit too late, and he's quick to also salvage the Sherman there. In fact, Shermans work quite good at actually salvaging the American tanks, usually figuring out very quickly where the Americans stashed all their goodies and utilising them, of course, for themselves. Fun fact there. Bit of light damage there to the Panther's frontal armour. And we got a Jackson there, the M36. Veterans one for the Panther. Jackson sets out, and there we go. Good hit, penetrates the Panther easily. And there we go, that at the same time, moving in from the north, a nice little flank there. Panther drew the attention of the Panther 4. Waited, striking. Using its great mobility to go straight up Jackson. And there we go, almost 53, and there we go, almost got the Jackson, almost got the Jackson at the same time. Panther with damaged engine, but still close. Had used some fusing rounds, he might be able to get the Panther 4 there, but there we go. Ultimately, Jackson is down, and with that, another ambulance down by weight. Talisman's fate is sealed, and out of the 3rd armour, the comfortable Maya saw its way through. And with that, Talisman surrenders. GG, game over. It was close there for Talisman, but I think he basically made the mistake again of sort of just going for the company command post when there really wasn't much reason for it. I think that was actually his big mistake here. Rather than just trying to play this very aggressively, very sort of, swiftly, and just going straight for, the medium armor as soon as he could, he instead sort of lingered about there, went for this Anna Stewart. And I think that lost him a lot of momentum and actually allowed Zuna then to quickly bring out armor and thusly gain the armor advantage. Had been vice versa, again the Panthers would have been after the Shermans. I think overall Talisman would have been in a much stronger position. Combine that while he did that, he actually went very little on anti-tank. It was only first once Zuna brought in the Panzer Force reactor, and even then that was a very light response he did. So in that sense, Talisman was rather weak then, sort of expecting and preparing for enemy armor, while not at the same time bringing up his own armors. I think their Talisman might have gotten a bit overconfident from the early successes, and Zuna was able to quickly reverse that, so as the game progressed, so turn that into a big advantage, striking with his armor. And of course Zuna, on the other hand, did not take enemy armor lightly at all. He had a Kedmeth out very soon, he had Panzerschrecks. And of course he brought out armor, including our Panther, so in that sense we can see here that in comparison, Zuna was taking his opponent's potential for armor very seriously. So that is, of course, a thing to always keep in mind. If you have an advantage, always assume your opponent can somehow sneak out some armor. And Talisman just didn't do that, so I think in that sense Talisman got punished. Combine that with, he went for the doctrine, but I don't think he used it at all. That was also a mistake. He could have at least gone for rifle, gone for an EC8, so that wasn't very strong either. In comparison, Zuna at least made use of MU-34s, 5G Megas, and an airborne assault. So a few issues there as well for Talisman. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it gives you ideas for matches. If it did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send a new replay and provide some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Linking. Cheers, thanks for watching, and hope to see you all another time. Bye.